What made you think you can do it? What made you think that you have the right to do it? This is the generation of a sadist. Some of them are your uncles and aunties. Some of them are your mommies and daddies. You hear them here and there. You laugh when they talk about this nonsense. These are the product of Nigeria that have agreed. And they are those who are the result of the ruined, destroyed, mismanaged, impoverished, and bro-beating contraption called Nigeria. Don't you get that? So if you are looking for, because you know why? When we're digging further, we realize that generally people believe that we have, what do you call it? Christian versus Muslim, which indeed a lot of people are actually playing the game with them. But here is it. When you look at those who are behind religious and the rest of all those division and crisis, ethnic and tribal crisis and here and there in Nigeria, when you look at those who are behind them, two things are happening. One, they don't believe in ethnic or tribal, what have you. Those who are Igbos among them, they don't believe in Igbo. Those who are Yorubas among them, they don't believe anything in Yoruba. Those who are Hausa Fulani among them, they don't give a damn about Hausa Fulani. But it pays the bill to identify as those. And that is why, as you remain divided as Christians or Muslims, those who profess to be Christians or Muslims among them, they don't believe in any goddamn religion. Everything is just a facade to make sure that once they put up those masks, there are many of you whose biases are associated with those, and they can easily hoodwink you into that. Our research shows that none of your politicians believe in any religion. Now, a lot of you are going to support them because of their religion or where they come from. A lot of you are going to support them because of where they come from. But guess what? None of them believe in anywhere they come from. It is just a meal ticket. Me as a Yoruba man now, if I go into that to that Nigeria system, yeah, the first thing I have to gain access in is to claim to be speaking for the Yoruba people. I am representing my people, my Yoruba people, and I would use that as my meal ticket to join the table. Meanwhile, when I join the table, my job has already been cut out for me. It is to make sure that Nigeria continue to marginalize everybody from everywhere. And that's true. Nobody is actually spared if we want to be reasonable among ourselves or with ourselves. So that's why I came to that time that none of them believe in all of this. So if you are in any way fighting or killing yourselves because of, they did something to our man, we no go agree, you are just wasting your lives. That's my theory. Because none of them believe in anything. And that's why we say they can put up all this charade, put up all this deceit, put up anything and everything. You have a chance or a choice to believe them or not. I don't. Unfortunately, whether I believe them or I don't believe them, as long as Nigeria exists, I am still going to be the victim of the consequences of the decision you make in that place. Nobody can deny ourselves that. Yeah, I may tomorrow just decide to be British. Yes, I can. I have a chance of being a British person. I can choose tomorrow to be an American. I also have a choice and a chance to be an American. Yes, I do. I have a chance and choice of becoming a citizen of anywhere in the world. But would I becoming a citizen of America, citizen of Canada, or an American, a Canadian, a British, Irish, or any other citizenship that any of us pick from anywhere, would that then cut off our own biblical roots? I've been a biblical cord, they call them, where them bury our biblical cords, where we have our families, loved ones. So whenever anything happened there, even if you are far away from it, even if you are not in any support of any of them, even if you don't give a damn, there are some certain moments that you have to give yourself a damn, which is your own, they say, mine moment. This is my moment where I cannot lie to myself. I can't lie to myself, rather. Your families, your loved ones, they will always, as long as Nigeria exists, they will always remain the available victims of whatever any of you decide in Nigeria. So that's why people like us won't stop talking. Somebody said, you are sitting down in the UK and you are inciting violence. That was the cheapest line people used to use. People sit abroad to incite. I don't know if people do that in a way, but when you come to Mayegun's diary political, that is one ingenious statement to make. I am somebody who actually helps you to understand the type of violence they are unleashing on you. And in fact, how much of this violence puts you in danger of every day you rise up to say you are a proud Nigerian. That's what I do. And most of the time, I report this violence like exactly as they have happened. And I've always been, if you care about Nigeria, that's not a fight, that's not a war, that's not a call for war, right? You will come together and we will come together and decide that everybody should go their separate way. I'm not asking you to kill yourself for that. They're already killing you, kidnapping you. Seriously? So the point here is that the actors who are behind all of this, I happen to be one of those keeping the track and record of all of them. So you could not turn around and say the activities of what the consequences of what they are doing, things they are paying for or sponsoring that are claiming your lives and your future and your destiny. You can't turn around and say, you are just sitting down there and inciting. You must be that dumb. But you won't be the first. But the bottom line is that, yes, whatever you decide upon, whatever you do, there are consequences. It's not limited to you. No matter how far away we are from home, no matter how much we feel safer from home, we still get to take calls when any members of our family who are not just overnight turned to Canadians, overnight turned to Americans, they will always still be part of that contraption. And us, who have always been bearing the brunt of the failure of your criminal government, the criminals who always take from you and bring your own resources down to this place, leave you dejected, desolate, and poor. Right here from where we are, where you think we are inciting anything, other than asking you to possibly stop giving them that revalidation, stop renewing your data slavery certificate. Or if you choose to, because you can't for now, until you won't be able to anymore. A time is coming, and you are likely going to be on this side too, when you must have learned your lesson and say, I actually thought it was a bad thing to say we should break up Nigeria. It makes sense now. It's not for fight. Referendum is not war, my brother. I know there's been so much ruin and destruction associated with Nigeria education in the last 60 years. Sadly, the product of that is a failed country where you have educated there or graduates who are like engineers, but they cannot build anything. Economists who cannot build an economy, right? And then on and on and on like that. Military who cannot defend the people, but kill the people. You get what I mean? Well, law court, the law that can no longer give justice, but injustice. All of these are product of your education, adulterated, poor, and terrible education that is deliberately put before you. Referendum is not war, my brother. Go and Google it. It is a democratic process. Just same way they're asking you to go get PVC and go and vote for one of those criminals and the rest of them to make your life better. And you believe, right? A referendum is a process where people will have to come out and tell you, explain to you why they don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. And it is legit, it is legal, except for a country that is not legal. Nigeria is not legal. Yeah. And the work of those criminals in hiding this away from you for so long is also expiring too. They can't keep it together for too long. You don't know. Yeah, maybe for a few more years and all that. But it's going to be turmoil from one turmoil to another, Then you will realize that they can't keep it together this way. You can't run a country this way. No way. So yeah, where a very much improved and quality education exists, you will never, ever, right, get hypertension, high blood pressure, right, jump up from your seat, lose your temper, control, lose your mind, run mad, simply because somebody mentioned referendum to you. A simple education would have fixed that. But no thanks to the criminals that actually you still want to continue to keep that contraption together. I may not have the number now, or we may not have the number to actually get ourselves away from this contraption yet. But trust me, a process that will lead to that is mostly underway. And whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. As long as they continue with that madness called establishment or a system in Nigeria, even if you don't want Nigeria to break, you will sit down one day with so much heartbreak. For those of you who love Nigeria that much, right? With so much heartbreak, and you're going to see that Nigeria disintegrate. You won't agree with me right now. Maybe because you're obedient. I understand. And I really, really want it to last. Because in another 6-7 weeks, you may end up being on my side. Oh, my ego, you said it. We no go agree. We go burn this country down. So, but me, I don't support violence. So, my ego, forget violence. I was watching you all this while. I thought I was going to come back here and laugh at you and say, see, oh, beast. You know what I mean? I am not trying to say it's not going to happen. I'm just saying, what is it going to be your plan? If what you think will happen don't happen. For example, Atiku is out of the game, except if he pull a stunt that will shock us in another few weeks, right? Imagine all of you, Emilokon. You have fought everybody. You have turned to tribal bigot on social media. You have turned to religious mad and what have you on social media because of Kolu, right? Let's say for a moment, maybe you haven't really probably thought about it, Abi. Just for a moment, you think, what if you wake up, if they do the charade election and the resting, right? And you wake up, and they say, Tinubu don't lose. What would be your first reaction? Cry? Break down? Break something? Start riot? You know why I'm asking all of this? Because I am speaking from experience, okay? And from what I have seen so far, this next few days is going to be boom, boom, boom. Just follow this page. Just follow. You will watch a lot. If you wake up tomorrow and say, Kolu don't lose, what will you do? No, don't rush me. Don't rush me. I'm going to ask everybody the same question, okay? Obidients. If you wake up and they make their announcement and they say, Tinubu is the elected president or something, they declare him, what will be your first reaction? That's what I'm saying. I said, just imagine. Stop reacting like somebody who feels like, they are holding his joy. I know there's no joy in some of you guys' faces, but I don't give a damn about that, by the way. But I'm asking a direct one. What would you do? See that one? That is, I'm going to go see film. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to see film. So some said that if Obi become president, he's not going to be president over northern Nigeria. And now the whole thing is rising up north as well. And as we speak, the northern Christians have been told are also going to revolute by shocking the northern Muslims who have been bragging about Arewa vote, Arewa this or that for the first time. So would that mean the demystification of the northern myth by Obidients? Now, after all of that, now if they announce Obi, what will be their reaction up north? May everybody what? Begin to wear helmets and bulletproof for how many days? How many weeks? I'm just saying. Just look around you. That's what I'm saying. Look around you and imagine all of this and tell me that you can see peace. Can you see peace? No, some said they don't want peace. They want war. I have done my part, okay? And whatever I've shared with you tonight, right? Just apart from the clips I've shared with you, right? Just believe that everything else is my opinion. You have yours. Are you eventually going to do what you think is right, Abby? For you. Just make sure that whatever you do, you are also bold enough to take responsibility for them. Meanwhile, I am going to go and make myself a cup of tea. Now, when I get back, I'll take 1 or 2 calls. Then I'll give you, an update on our coming project, which is the Back to School project by the Yoruba Union Education team. They've done so well. And at the same time, we are doing well as well in the area of pulling our resources together. From last night to this moment, I have seen the response of a lot of people as well. I can say within that period, I have received on my own side what you can convert to like £500,000, which is not bad. We didn't have a chance of making much announcement on it last night because of the news of Idris, one of our guys here, whose sister, is among those people kidnapped in Edo, in Benin, Egoben. You remember? So I spoke with Idris sometimes today, asking what was going on. And he did tell me that the kidnappers have made contacts. Those who kidnapped his sister, they have made contacts, and they were demanding for 30 million. Now they've cut it down to 10 million. Now, with more negotiation and all that, they are now asking them to just bring what they think they can bring. If it's substantial enough, they will let her go. Remember, there was a report that the terrorists were asking for 620 million to free the 20 people they kidnapped. Do you remember that? Well, they are speaking to the individual families of those they kidnapped, which Idris' sister is one of them. So they are negotiating with the families, and they are making calls every now and then. And the government, according to him, they just said they are on the matter. So you either pay or they kill your family. And I told him that from our own side, I will continue to wish, her a safe return. And wherever we need to come in and give our support in any way, we would love to. A lot of people have been asking me, how can they help him? And I said, well, I don't know much about it right now, but we would have to if we have to. Sure you get. So that's that. Then, yeah, we still have about 7 days to make sure that we meet our target. We want to give education support to 5,000 school children in Yoruba land in the next 2-3 weeks. That's some big stuff we want to embark on. And so far, so good. We have pulled our resources together, and we have raised at least over 7 million naira right now. So, having done that, we are still pretty much a short of about 2 million to 3 million naira. You know why? Our project alone will cost us something about 8 million, I've been told. However, logistic and the rest of them will take even more extra to take it further, okay? So to those who have shown interest, those who have shown support, thank you. I wish I could raise some money tonight, but let's keep it voluntary again, and then we'll dedicate another day where we can actually just do that and meet the target, mobilize the printers, and get all our people on the road. And then we want to see the faces of these beautiful children in Yoruba land who are going to benefit from it anyway, right? So I'll take a few calls, then I'll call it a night tonight. So share the broadcast, still like it. I know, like it if you haven't. And then subscribe if you haven't as well. And you can also pick up your phone. A WhatsApp, it's just a WhatsApp call only, right? And add your voice to this. I'll be back. I need a new cup of tea.
Why
Sorry for keeping you waiting, by the way.
Don't mention to play. Good evening, Naigo. It's
Good
only
evening,
from
sir.
London.
How are you?
Just a quick one. I noticed the last time we did this kind of exercise,
Right.
you were coming out during the afternoon, and that I think went a long way to actually impact the contribution. Why? Because I noticed, maybe I'm wrong. Some people cannot listen to you now because of work, especially those in diaspora.
Right.
But during the day, they're home, and they will be able to contribute. They'll be able to don't make monetary.
Right?
Yeah. So if you can come out in the afternoon like you did the other time, maybe we will have some people coming. And the little we are doing in the night, we might have, because I see there is a conflict of interest during the night because of what is happening in Nigeria at the moment.
I know.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, politically. So that's what I think. Maybe if you come out during the afternoon and you dedicate that one to actually make
just before our main time in the evening. I think I would think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. That's all.
So, is that all you want to tell me?
I have a lot. What I want to add to it because
I actually thought you said one. Now I'm waiting for the second one. So, Baba.
Okay, second one because I don't want to take time for the people.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean, I can listen to that. Go on.
Politically, you have said it all. I was listening. I stumbled on a program. Somebody just mentioned Mayegu. I said, and he was saying, I mean, I thank God for the handler of that program. She actually came in and actually stepped in and did a very good stoppage to that. Yeah. That Mayegu. Now I said, no, don't mention my Mayegu. Now, what people don't realize is they are too emotional. They attach too emotion to happenings without thinking. You see, so they allow emotion to override what. So what is happening in Nigeria? You have said it tonight, and they should. I've said a lot of things because I don't want to.
I think I get you, right? But yeah, sometimes it can be very hard to take in. Sometimes, right? And when you are speaking from the neutral view, some people don't believe you are neutral. Do you get that now?
Of course.
Like, how could you say you are neutral in all of this? You have to take a side. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take... Okay, if I'm going to take a side, this is my side. I want Yoruba nation. I want a process that will lead to that. Would you take my side?
You are not alone in that.
But they don't want to take my own side. So I'm like, I'm going to continue to comment as a neutral. Who is more interested in what the outcome of the whole exercise will be? To start with.
Absolutely.
So emotion won't fix that. You know what I mean? It may be tough to take, but we still have to say it. You just have to say it.
Yeah. I've been in a situation whereby I was telling some people, some of them came from America, they said, then who do you want to vote for? You want to leave a Yoruba man to vote for an Igbo person or to a Hausa person? I say, how are you thinking like this? How do you even muzzle up the energy to campaign for an APC that has demonized Nigeria like this? You not bring any individual into it. APC should not be mentioned and count in Nigeria as we speak. Oh my God!
But they don't believe that. They are like, well, you know, it's a democracy in a way, which means they have the right to still be heard and seen. But that entitlement of them thinking that they even have the right to stand out there alone, that kind, come on. I will not be party to that. So yeah, thank you so much for chipping this in. Okay, I'm going to take a look at your advice because you know one thing. Why you are so right is that when we put this whole thing together, it wasn't about the crowd. It was about people who are interested and being available to be part of it, and it worked. So I agree with your work on that, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, because we even have just a few days to go. We have unfortunately, I've had to agree with my team, my people who are working on this, that we just have to go with what is readily available. Instead of 100,000 copies for 10,000 or 12,000 school children, then we just have to cut it down to 50,000 exercise book for 6,000 school children. I wish we could do more. Honestly, I want us to do more, but time is not on our side. And at the same time, we just have so much on our plate.
Hello.
We just feel like we should just go ahead. Hello, sir.
My general.
The registrar, data bank manager of the Yoruba Union, Mr. Taiwo Oladile. How are you, sir? All right, sir.
Just two things. I'm to go for a meeting now, but I like to talk before I go. And I say I'm not thinking about Nigeria again. I'm thinking about ourselves, the Yoruba Union, the Yoruba sons and daughters. Yes. General, I have seen two things that is our problem. Two things is our problem.
Okay.
Number one, education in the real sense of education. Many Nigerians lack it, whether they are abroad or they are at home. Education in the real sense of education.
A lot of us were miseducated. We thought we were educated, but we're miseducated. And it's playing out today.
Now, and the second thing is the political education, being politically informed.
Yes.
Because I am sure that Nigeria, many people are not politically informed. Mm-hmm. It's possible for like grandfather Yawomi. Politically.
Somehow, you are breaking up. I think it's the network.
Do something. Let's begin to look at.
Yeah, you might need to repeat yourself when you are talking about grandfather Yawomi. So we didn't hear all that.
I said my grandfather Yawomi, but the Baba was politically informed. Are you with me? So it's possible for those who are not well educated among our people in Yoruba, well informed politically.
Yes.
Because when you are political idiots that are in millions in a country like we are having in Nigeria, now many millions are political idiots. That is where we are. So as a Yoruba people, if we don't want to experience all the gati in Nigeria and our nation, we should start working on that. Thank you, General.
God bless you, sir. Straight to the point, which is that political education. Political education, right, is beyond what you are taught or you are being taught in your schools, the four walls of your classrooms. Political education involves, or should I say includes, understanding that in a political era, in a society where you have to choose people to act on your behalf, there are many things that you have to consider. Out of them all, emotion is none of them. Now, in the process of being politically conscious, then you understand that whatever decision you make, or decision that a lot of people make, there will always be consequences for all these decisions. Therefore, then you have to, therefore you have to go into being very much confident about the characters of the type of people who are actually addressing you or the ones you are willing to speak on your behalf. When you look at their characters and you know that if these are the kind of the people that have been bringing about this backwardness and all of that upon you all this while, then you shouldn't blame them. Or should I say, don't blame what the politicians and the rest of them are doing to the people. Blame it on the people who are not politically conscious enough to understand the consequences of their choices. And sadly, they sometimes feels like when they make these wrong choices, a supreme being, God Almighty, will turn around and take away the mistake and fix the consequences of this mistake. But over time, reports and results and research have proved that no, it doesn't work that way. You will be able, you will be living with the consequences of your choices. And if you are smart enough, the ideal thing is never to make the same mistake you've made. The same mistake you made. that brought you to this sorry situation. No, people are willing to make the same mistake again and again, but they are always open. There's someone somewhere, Sky Daddy. The Sky Daddy will just come down and change their destiny. The Sky Daddy will come and just take away and change the mind of the corrupt criminals that they are rooting for. The Sky Daddy is just going to come down and start touching the heart of the rogues that are looting them for a living. Career criminals, career politicians. After you validate them, after you listen to their lies, after some of you are actually like willing to kill for them, when the consequences begin to actually haunt you, a lot of you believe that you can blackmail us by telling us about a Sky Daddy that is so powerful that it will touch the heart of your criminal leaders and they will do the right thing. But from 1960 to 2022, 62 years, my brothers and sisters, this Sky Daddy has actually ignored you, probably because of your foolishness and the foolishness of your own parents who passed it up, down to you, telling you that if everything that you are, if all the mistakes and all the choices you have made that are going to come back and haunt you, right? Just go and pray to one Sky Daddy that will change their heart. If the Sky Daddy won't change their heart, then there's something called karma, which is actually the what do you call it? The feel safe, or feel safe for the oppressed, impoverished, abused, and the traumatized Nigerians. Karma. So they believe that, my friend, let me tell you something. All of these people, the God that we serve, God is always angry with the people who actually treat the poor people bad. Baba, now we not be waiting your own people before you told you. They told you that, listen, that you are poor is not a big thing. In fact, it is a good thing. Being a poor person, because the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not really that thing. You need heaven. You need the kingdom of God. You need this or that. So as a poor man, when politicians promise you something and they do something else, right? When you are living in squalor, in poverty, when you are being brutalized, when injustice becomes something that you get used to as a poor person, to console you, they say, don't worry, you will see how God is going to punish them. Because God hates people who treat poor people bad. And because of that, as a poor person, you suddenly feel comfortable in your poverty. I just know, say, God will fight for me. I have cried unto God. The cry of the poor people in Nigeria has reached heaven. Is that not what you are telling yourself? No, it doesn't work that way, my brother. No, that's not how things work. And like, Mr. Taiwo Oladele said, a real politically conscious person will not listen to any bullshit, watching idiots, right? Giving validation to criminals who are then mortgaging your today, your tomorrow, and your forever, including the generations that are yet unborn. And I remember when I was reading something about foolish people, they said, no matter how safe you think you are, no matter how educated you think you are, sometimes no matter how comfortable or okay economically you might think you are, please, if you haven't been told that you should be very, very, very afraid of foolish people, especially in large numbers. You know what they said about them? Foolish people in large numbers. In a democracy, they can elect a president, elect a governor, elect anything and everything. Criminals, crooked people that will then come back to make that your comfortability uncomfortable. That's your education useless. That's your economic economic comfort a misery. Now that's what happened. And from that day, ladies and gentlemen, and looking at what is happening in Nigeria and what will continue to happen in Nigeria, I have always very, very, very scared of foolish people in large numbers. Unfortunately, in the world that we have today, where foolish people have so much confidence. They are in large numbers. They have confidence. Intelligent people have doubts. Foolish people don't think. They just act. But we are suffering from their hand, or suffering in their hands, because those who are supposed to be intelligent people with facts to back up anything they say, so many of them are in doubt of their own competence and intelligence. Now look at the world today. In a world where people believe that it is turn by turn. If God, in a world where people believe that after choosing criminals, they go back to tell themselves that that criminal that they have given power to only able to become to become their leader because God, Sky Daddy, has chosen him or her to be their leader, to come and punish them, to even make matter worse. Some even believe that whatever they are going through in Nigeria today, the poverty, the insecurity, the corruption, the lawlessness, the injustice, name it. Some believe that it's actually because of their sins and the sins of other people in Nigeria. That's how foolish people think. Foolish people, they will continue to validate the certificate of the criminals who make their life hell. Then they turn around and say, we wouldn't have been able to do it. Even if we wanted to do it, and we know that, and we know that it's wrong, maybe God just wanted us to do it, to punish us so that we can get sense. That's how foolish people think. And there are many. You are in your millions in Nigeria. Stupid, foolish, educated, miseducated morons, old and young. You are many in Nigeria, and I'm not afraid to tell you. Do you understand that? So it exists, and we know why. It's just that if you are politically conscious, if you have the real, the right political education, like suggested earlier, so many of you will look back and say, how did I make all those foolish decisions? Was I kind of charmed? No, you are not charmed. You are just a foolish person, okay? But one day you're going to probably see the light. Trust me. You're going to see the light. And you're going to look back and say, I wish, or you wish you never made those decisions. So that's what I'm saying. Or that's what I believe he was saying. Political education, right? Understanding the political activities and the political players around you. The policies that these guys are pushing. How much of them are affecting you and how are they affecting you for real? And what are you doing? To possibly resist and at the same time encourage others to do the same. That's why they call us rebels. People who have seen that there's no comfort in being slaves. There's no comfort in being just yes, 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 yes. There's no comfort in living in fear. A lot of you are living in fear. You know that. Rich people are living in fear. Poor people are living in fear. The fear of poverty. Poor people are living in fear of if they are going to survive tonight. And tomorrow they will be living again as, am I going to survive today? They are living for the day. Supposedly rich people are also living in fear. They have become so distant from reality, heartless and cold, not feeling of anything, because they are also scared. Let me tell you what they are scared of. They are scared of the monster they have created. Poverty is man-made. Nobody is created, should be created poor. Poverty is man-made. Wherever they are really much like so grown and so big, just know that a lot of people from that place are making a hell of a money from your poverty. And they will tell you anything. They will do anything to make you feel like it is normal. No, it is not. You know what I mean? So those who told you that you should be comfortable in poverty, it's because they are benefiting from it. So the day you said no, you are done. For real. Politically conscious person will see what this and that are doing to him or her. And if you have any means of cutting and stopping it, I don't think you should hesitate or doubt it. That's why I love everybody who has something to say. I'm not supporting this. I'm not for this Nigeria. I'm not for that. So political education is so important. I agree. And on that note, I'm going to actually draw my curtains. Do what you think is right for you. But at the same time, please, when you are making those decisions that you think are right for you, you should also endeavor to also be responsible for the consequences of those choices. It's as simple as that. Just maybe, the world will be saved from the influx of foolish people in large numbers. I'll draw my curtains there. Make your conclusion at your own time. Do what you think is right, like I said. Stand by it and don't falter, right? And whatever happens, be bold enough to say, yes, I believed in it. That's why I'm actually standing for it. As for Nigeria, don't worry. I believe that we are all in it together. If you don't want it to break up, if you are trying to hold it together, no problem, right? Because the people who are tearing Nigeria apart, those who brought us to this state, they are not relenting. In fact, they don't see themselves to have done anything wrong. So which means, whether you are an enabler, or a supporter, or whatever role you are playing, all of them are doing the great job, the best of the best job. You see this one where they pregnant, 2023 as they claim. Now all of us go witness the delivery so that we can then tell if indeed Nigeria is going to have another shot or not. Or we're just going to go to the not El Dorado. It's called Armageddon. I wish you all the best, or should I say, I wish you all you wish yourself or yourselves. I'll see you some other time. Just stay safe and stop believing like this kind of people. They are those who are actually like in charge of your, they're those behind your stagnancy. If there is a word like stagnancy, I know there's a word like stagnant. They're stagnant. So those who are supposed to be rich people, because they are scared, now they are resorting into what? Looting. They are afraid of poverty they created. They don't want to be poor. They've lost their mind. They want to loot. They are looting to own the world. That's the textbook definition of madness. Where do you think that is going to lead to? More people are going to crash into poverty. Yes. My ego don't talk like that. Obi is going to come and take... Okay. I asked you a question earlier. I said, what will happen if the criminals finally muzzle him out? Are you going to just disappear? Or are you going to actually like fight like your life depends on it? Or not? Whatever happens anyway. So if these guys have the upper hand, these criminals who are pushing us to this destructive state, who are not giving up, right? Once they push more of you into it, you are going to resist, even if you probably don't think you can right now. And the journey towards that, the road towards that, the anarchy, and the rest of what they have created, the rest of what their greed has created, okay, we eventually break up Nigeria. It doesn't matter whether you are an enabler, a supporter, or whatever it is. When Nigeria will break, you will not be able to stop it because you have no idea what you have contributed to, what you have been validating, and all of these decisions, apart from impoverishing you, making you unsafe, making you almost worthless in your country, in the hand of the criminals you gave power to, apart from all of this that they have done, right? Trust me, as much as they are not giving up in all of this, right? It is just a matter of time before you wake up one day and then you realize that you can't save Nigeria. You will wish you can, but you can't. Again, I wish you all what you wish yourself. I'll see you again when I see you. Stay safe and good. Oh, there's something I wanted to show you just for the start, right? I thought I was going to leave that to the end, right? Now look at their data here. This is what they have put together as their what do you call it, their registration and those who are eligible to vote. Okay, so the data, I am unable to go further on it as I wanted to, but I'll leave you with all of this. Okay, So whatever you can do with that, I will pick that up some other time when next time here. Another thing I wanted to show you is this. When I said that the criminals who brought Nigeria to this state, they are still not giving up. They are not done. And the renewal of this criminality is just a few weeks away. Okay? So eventually they will push you down. The rabbit hole that you are likely not going to be able to come out from, except the whole house is completely collapsed. Again, I will talk more about this some other time. Here is also another thing. When I was saying something about the class war in APC, the children of your leaders, your politicians in APC, the children of senators, the children of governors, the children of this and that, in APC, they are called young statesmen. Okay? Young statesmen. Which means these are the ones that they are grooming to come back and lead you morons, you hungry, humbled slaves, right? They are called young statesmen. Their papa are called elder. Meanwhile, for those of you born to suffer heads, you are called Jagaban soldier. Do you get that now? They call them Jagaban army. So which means you will now be the people who are going to ensure that the fathers, the certificate of the fathers who are your oppressors are renewed. Their children will continue to wait in the wing, and the rest of you continue to live in that your impoverished state that so many have actually normalized. Again, I'll talk about this some other time. So much I could have shared with you today. Here is another one. As they are telling you to get your PVC, get your PVC. This is a young girl. I've been a boy. Alaji Ali, go. In Borono, among those who are going to decide your fate is this 1992 born baby, right? So all of these are the things that I'm saying that you know about them. Some of you, based on wherever you belong to, you can always like, no matter. That one no mean, that another, but they do mean. They're going to make more sense in the future of what is pregnant in this year 2023. Again, I wish you all, you wish yourself. And I also say, good night from here. And I'll see you some other time.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.